Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us as we have a conversation.
It's time to join the conversation.
Let's get this show started. Come on.
You look like a serial killer.
What?
Why don't you unscrew that or unzip that collar just a little bit? There we go. That's better. You got it zipped up all the way like...
Hey, shut your face.
Golly, what's the name of that movie?
Episode 195.
195?
Yeah.
We're approaching 200.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's like 5 away.
We're going to 200s in the sporting clays range.
Is that happening?
He's going to back out.
All right.
I'm
down. Let's do it.
I don't back out.
Here's the deal. We do it. Whoever wins out of three of us gets that trophy.
All right. Yeah.
The big trophy that you made for yourself when you didn't win last time?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Yep. Because finally, somebody is actually going to compete with me for a legitimate title instead of the hearsay that has been going on.
You say what you want,
for
man.
the last 10
scorecard
years.
speaks.
No, it doesn't.
All right.
No, it doesn't.
We're going to hear excuses next time, too.
Yep.
Kick us off, Troy.
All right. Welcome to the Hardheaded Podcast. Tonight we got a good, hey, that's pretty good. Got a good episode for you tonight.
How do you know?
Because it's always good.
Because you're
on
here,
the
Matt. You're here.
Hardheaded Podcast. We do. Matt is back for the second week in a row. Well, glad to have you, Matt.
Setting a trend.
Setting a trend here.
Trendsetter. That's what I do.
And
where's my audience?
also, sorry. There you go. There you go. Also with us here, we have Mr. Chet Sears. Chet,
I'm here.
you here?
Yeah.
Mysterious
Bring
Chet
in the
Sears.
mystery.
All right. And then I am your host, Troy Trussell, tonight, where it's usually my audience.
That's if we're talking about politics. That's
We
Troy.
put Troy way too close to the soundboard today. This is
That's right. Just having a little fun.
Yep.
Just having a little fun. We're going to talk about, we're just going to give an update tonight.
yeah, what's been going on. We got some stories.
Got some stories. Those are going to be fun. And then we're going to do a top 3. What's the top 3, Chet?
Best lines in a song.
Yes. And this is a good one. We've already kind of discussed through text some, but we don't know.
We figured that there was going to be some overlap in artists, and so
Right.
Troy and I made sure that we weren't picking the same songs.
Correct. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. So, all right. Chet, why don't you kick us off? What's been going on in your world?
So the one thing I haven't told you guys yet, and this has been a while back, I saved this story for you to be here.
Okay.
I was in Italy again recently, and there was a robbery. And
You were robbed. Were you held at gunpoint?
No. Nobody in Europe is dumb enough
It's Italy. They don't even
to
have
come up to
guns.
me and go to rob. So anyway, I was there for a couple weeks down about an hour and a half south of Rome over the weekend. A couple of my coworkers and I like we'll run into Rome and get something to eat, and you guys can see the sights after dark because they had been on some tours on the Saturday. This is like a Sunday night. So we go into town and walk all over Rome, and we're there for hours. We get back to the rental car. Window smashed. Like, oh, okay.
What happened here?
So we go, and immediately one of my coworkers is like, oh no. And I'm like, what do you mean, oh no? Like, what do you mean? He's like, my backpack was in there. I'm like, what do you mean your backpack was in there? Like, you don't, and he's like, and my passport was in the backpack.
Oh.
And so we get in there
We have a
and
problem.
look, and the backpack's gone. And we're like, okay, this is a pretty big deal. So he gets very upset. And then somebody else is like, well, we need to call the embassy because now there's a passport missing. And I'm like, let's just go get you a new passport. So I'm getting on there. And he's like, oh, I have an air tag on my backpack. So do you guys know what air tags are?
Oh, yeah.
The GPS little things.
Yeah, link up to your phone.
So I'm like, let's go get it. And he's like, what? And he pulled it up. He's like, it's a mile from here. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, what if they still have it? And I'm like, well, what if they still have it?
Perfect.
Get that Joker back.
You know, and they're like, are you sure? I'm like, look, dude, this is Europe. They're not going to be guns. There's not going to be guns anywhere. We'll just go take that thing back from them. They're like, well, what if there's a whole bunch of people? I'm like, there's not a whole bunch of people. We'll go get it. And then the whole time he's like watching, he's like, well, it's not moving. I'm like, good. Let's, you know. And so then there's a little bit of nerves, but I'm like, let's go. Like, what are we waiting for? And
could only be getting further away. Let's go.
So anyway, we go and we start tracking it down. You know, he's like, oh, you know, so we get to this part of Rome. It's dark. It's down by the river. And to kind of give you an idea of the river going through Rome, if you can imagine over a millennia, the city's being built up, but the river's not, right? And so the streets are here, and then there's like this, you know, brick wall, but then it goes down to the river like 30 feet. And then they build a sidewalk next to the river way down there. And on that brick wall, there's a slope and a bunch of trees growing, and it's real crazy. So this is a dark, no street lights. And so anyway, my idea was that they had, whoever stole it was probably on a scooter, and they ditched the backpack and they just kind of tossed it off. Once we got to where it said it wasn't like some kind of hideout where we're going to get to go rough some people up, but I was prepared for that. And anyway, we go back and forth, and assuming, because it's like, oh, it should be right here on his map, and so you don't see it. So like, oh, they probably threw it, you know, the 30 feet down. We got to find a way to get down to the river. And so, you know, they're all going, and I'm like, well, shoot, you know, and I turn around and I end up finding it in the street, like on the curb where it was, and his passport was still in it. All the electronics were taken out. Well, so anyway, it was a very exciting, you know, hour or so, and we get back the next day. We're at work, and we talked to one of the leader of the shop there, and a good friend of mine, and so we're like, you know, he's like, how was your weekend? I'm like, dude, crazy. And he's like, you know, what happened? And I said, well, we went and went down to Rome, so we go see the stuff at night. Yeah, that's good. And I said, so we parked at the Spanish Steps, and you know, which is a tourist place, you know, one of the you know, places you want everybody goes to visit, and it's kind of on one end of town. So we parked there and walked all the way through, and then came all the way back, you know, ate dinner or whatever, and came all the way back. So we spent, you know, 4 or 5 hours, and you know, but when we got back, we got robbed, and then we found that you know, we had an air tag on the thing. So then we were going to go recover it, and you know, all this stuff, and then we ended up finding it. The passport was still there, and so I told him the long version of the story, and I'm saving us time here. And he's like, "You mean to tell me you found a parking spot at the Spanish Steps?" Like the most wild thing that he heard in the whole story was, "If you guys found a spot there, like really?" Like, I can't believe it. Well, then I'm talking to another friend of mine from Italy, and he's like, the reason your bag got stolen is because you had an air tag. That they have these scanners looking for the signals, and they know that if you have an air tag in there, that there's something valuable. And he had like the Beats, AirPod things, and a couple other, and everything electronic was stolen.
Yeah,
out of his backpack, but they left everything else, notebooks, passport, all that. They didn't worry about any of that. But he's like, the reason. Because we were like, oh, that's great. Air tags are awesome because then you can go find them. And then the dude's like, yeah, that's how they knew they broke in your car. I said, were any of the other cars broken into near you? And you're like, no. Yeah, because they knew.
Because you had an air tag.
You had an air tag in there, which is pretty funny. Well, anyway, fast forward a week or two after getting back, I'm at another facility down in Oklahoma, and one of the guys there is like, dude, I knew you were kind of a bad dude, but I had no clue. And I'm like, what? You're going to have to be more specific. And they said, the way that the people are, you know, the guys that you were traveling with, they said that you were like going to go track down some robbers and like fight them. I was like, I mean, if they wanted to fight, like what do you, yeah, they took something of those ours. We're going to go get it. And like, man, that's just, you're bad. You're bad. Like, oh, you know, I had no, you know, so my legend is building at work.
The legend of Chet Sears.
That's right. But
it's that mystery, man.
I got
mystery.
That's like fairy godmother.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
But anyway,
That's hilarious.
so
That'd be fun. I mean, that's like an adventure. That would be fun.
yeah,
What a way to liven up a weekend.
some little pipsqueak Italian, going around smash and grabbing. Speaking of smash and grab, I'm at Academy the other day on the west side of town.
Oh yeah.
And I'm there with Staley, and we're buying something. I don't know. And, Academy is the world's worst at like scanning the deal and getting the magnet, whatever thing. And so everybody's always beeping when they go out the door. And so there's very few people in the store at the time, and we're checking out right there at that door. And this man and lady just were coming, like walking real fast, carrying all their stuff. And it beeped when it went out. And normally every time something beeps, so they're like, oh my gosh. And they're like, yeah, go ahead. I just checked you out, kind of thing.
They didn't turn around.
It beeped and they did not turn around. And I looked, each of them had, one of them had 3 Yeti coolers. The dude and the lady had 2. And they were the wheeled Yetis. And then, so the guy was like he's wheeling one, like holding another one, and he had the soft backpack, Yeti backpack cooler on. And then the lady and they did not hesitate. Like when I was like, what? And I turned around to the dude, and he's like, the checker outer guy. And then another guy's walking after him with his camera. And then in the little foyer area, there's like a customer, and he got his phone out and called like 911 apparently. But I look up while we were figuring all this out. I'm like, did you guys just get robbed? And he's like, yep, 3 or 4 times a day. And I'm like, here in West Wichita? And he's like, happens every day, 3 or 4 times a day. People come in here and take stuff like those coolers, whatever they. And so then we had finished paying, and we're walking out, and the dude, the citizen guy, is like, yeah, it's a Ford Explorer, such and such license plate. Like, and they're like cramming the coolers into the back of their deal. And
So they're still outside by the time you.
Oh yeah,
checked
yeah.
out
Because
and
this is all happened bang bang, right? We
Yeah.
were kind of done paying when this whole thing was going down. And then he's like, yeah. Oh, okay, hey guys, come on now, put it back. Like, this is ridiculous. He's like giving him a tongue lashing while he's on the phone with 911. And then the Academy employee is just filming it. And then the guy that checked me out walked out with me and Staley. And I'm just kind of standing there like, holy cow, I didn't expect to see this today. And he was just like, yeah, this happens all the time, and we can't do anything about it. We're not allowed to stop them. It's just getting ridiculous. So, I mean, here we are in Wichita, Kansas, and in the northwest part of town, people going in there and stealing.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to hire a security dude just to
I
sit
think
there?
the guy with the camera,
They still can't do
was
anything.
that. I think he was their security guy.
All he can do
He
is
still can't do anything.
You can't stop him.
no.
Why can't you go stop him?
Because my understanding of all these retail places, if you get hurt, like what if they stab you, then you're going to end up suing your employer, or they're going to want to pay for all that. So it's cheaper to have your coolers stolen than it is for one of your employees to get, lost workman's comp. I got a tendon cut and I can't work for the rest of my life. They just like, hey, you got to let them be,
So
and people are figuring this out, and the cops aren't going to go nonviolent crime.
Oh, so coolers? Whatever. So what's funny is day before yesterday, UPS driver comes in, Brian, and so we're having a little chat, and he comes in. He goes, "You know what I just saw?" I was like, "Oh, what's that?" He goes, "Dude, I was just down at CVS."
Yeah.
Right there on Central and Oliver.
Yeah. Which is not a nice CVS, and everything's locked up in there.
And he goes, I was delivering a package behind the counter where I deliver the packages. And he goes, and some dude had his backpack up on the counter and was just putting phone cords in a backpack, like stealing right there. And I goes, I made eye contact with him, was looking at him, and he was looking at me. And
Yeah.
He just kept putting iPhone cords in his backpack and then zipped it up. And as he's walking out, some lady came up and handed him $10.
No way.
Yeah, just handed him. This dude is stealing. The employee knows it. The people in the store know it. The lady in line watching him fill his backpack knows it. And then she hands him $10.
Oh my God. I was at the CVS North Woodlawn, and I was in line, second in line. A lady was paying for whatever she was getting, and the guy at the register like looked above and past me and said, "Hey, if you all are stealing in my store, y'all can leave." And I went, "What?" And so I turned around and I looked, and there are these two ladies, just doing stuff, looking at stuff, holding it up, and then they just start jawing at each other.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
And then they came and got in line and had some stuff in line, and one of them was like, "What the heck? What did he say?" And the other one was telling him, like, "He's accusing us of stealing." So they proceeded to come to the line to make a scene.
Yeah.
And then they threw all their stuff on the ground and left.
Because they were probably stealing.
Probably so, yeah. And she was like, "He ain't taking my money. I'm not buying nothing here. He accusing me of stealing." I'm like, "Yo, get the heck out of here." Just.
It's crazy, man. I was shocked.
It reminds me of Alaska because, the last time I was up there.
All this robbing reminds you of Alaska?
Yes, 100%. So there was I can't remember. It was like a liquor store / whatever. And so we were in there getting some drinks for the lodge. And these people came in and just started taking bottles and then walking out. And I'm sitting there with one of the deadliest dudes on the planet.
Yeah.
Kevin, and a couple of other special forces guys. And they're looking at the store owner like, "Aren't you going to stop him?" And he's like, "No." Like, and they're like, "Do you want us to stop him?"
Right. We're fully capable.
And he's like, "No." He goes, they know it's under $1,000. It's not going to get charged. Like it's a misdemeanor to slap on the wrist. So it really doesn't matter. And I can't do anything because of the store rules. I can't pursue him. So
yeah,
we just let him go.
I've seen a couple of videos of the citizens are starting to get fed up, and they're like meeting these people in the parking lot and whooping them.
That's what needs to happen.
That's what deserves to happen for sure.
No, that's
I
crazy.
promise you, if I grabbed 3 coolers and tried to run out of Academy, somebody would stop.
They're coming after you. You know what? This would be a great experiment, Troy. Let's do it. I'll be in there filming.
No.
Huh?
Because that would end up poorly for me.
Look, if you want to go viral on the internet, that would
and
be
go
a
to
good
jail.
way.
Because they'd find a way to prosecute me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd just be my luck. But I did Yahoo some beer once back in high school.
Yeah. I remember Broughton telling me one time way back, back when I was still living in Shreveport. He was like, yeah, he was in line at like a Circle K, and a dude like grabbed two cases of beer and got in line and kind of looked around, started looking all sweaty, and was like, "I gotta have it!" And then he just took off running out the door or something. And everybody in there just kind of laughed at him, like, "Yeah."
That Albertsons over on Southfield.
Yeah,
they used to have beer displays. They used to put them by the door.
Yeah,
it was idiotic. Because we just run in there because they stayed open pretty late.
Yeah,
so we'd run in there, walk around the produce section for a minute, make sure the guy wasn't by the door, and we'd go grab 2 cases and go Yahoo and run out the door, and somebody be waiting in a truck.
Yeah,
and we'd hop in the back of the truck, take off.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's taking a while, but we're starting to learn about your past, Troy.
I was a delinquent. I only did that one time though. I felt bad after I did it.
Well, cool. I've got some other good news. I found the part to my shotgun. It's on order.
Oh, good.
Was that talked about in the previous episode?
Yeah, companies are going out of business to get you screwed over.
Remington,
because I had a piece break and they didn't have any. So I found one on eBay, brand new. So $100 and I'm back in business, baby. That's right.
You better buy about 3 or 4 of them.
I think we're going to be okay.
Maybe.
I know what happened. I'm pretty sure. And then college football's right around the corner.
I'm excited about
High
that.
school football
I'll be
right
in-
around the corner.
I'll be in Manhattan,
less.
Kansas on Saturday, cheering on the Wildcats to an undefeated season and maybe a Heisman Trophy winner. That's a stretch. That one's a stretch, but it's going to be fun. Dropped 2 of my 3 kids off at Kansas State in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, man, it's getting empty nester syndrome. I feel it. It's close enough to see now.
Tangible.
Yep. That's exciting.
What are your big plans for that? Trip around the world?
Working. But, it's just going to be weird. Like we already, food quantities, laundry, everything is just down to.
Man, yours is shrinking, mine's growing.
I know, man. You got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But we're getting close. I mean, we got another 3 years, but it's definitely different. And she's driving, Sabrina, my youngest. So, I mean, it's just getting really weird around the Sears house.
Yep.
New territory.
Spell it like the store.
That's right. Yeah, are you going to do anything for deer season this year?
Undecided. I'm about to find out. Tim's going out to investigate tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm going to see what the damage is. I had the neighbor go over and check because I have a hidden key. And I said, hey, can you just go check and make sure that's still there for him when he shows up? And she's like, okay. And so she comes back, gives me a report and says, hey, that key's pretty rusty, so you might want to bring some WD-40. And I was like, okay, I'll tell him to pack some WD-40. And she goes, and on the northeast corner, it looks like there's a little trail going underneath the cabin, so there's something living under there. And I was like, okay, perfect. So let's see if it got into the house, chewed up through the floor, and the house is a mess. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
We'll see. So that starts tomorrow, the deconstruction.
Constructing.
Well, the deconstruction, so getting everything cleaned up because I went in, I looked, and I was like, nope, left, and so he's got to go clean up. So
well, anyway, it's been a while since I've been this excited about hunting season. Ducks, deer. I'm getting amped up.
Are there going to be any ducks this year? You think
they're going to be ducks? They're going to be ducks. I was going back through Cecchini's 7 feet low. I was going back through my pictures. Because I remember hunting Cheney and having some really good hunts.
When it was low?
Yeah, there you go, right there.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
That's and when they say it hadn't been this low in however many years, that's back here. It was lower back here. Now, the only difference is, and this is going to be interesting, back then it was like a statewide drought. Like everything was dry. So they even what little water was in the reservoir, there was still water. Now there are other parts of the state that are wet, and it just happens to be Cheney that's really, really, really low because the rain and the what do they call that? The runoff watershed that goes into there. It's just that's the part that's not getting rain. So you go up, where I deer hunt, and all the roadside ponds are full. So it may be a little bit different, but this has been down so long. There's all kinds of vegetation growing along what the bank is today. And so if it raises any, it's going to flood a whole lot of vegetation, which is going to make the duck hunting very interesting. So anyway, been doing a little research. I converted a whole bunch of my decoys to coot decoys. I painted them.
Nice.
Yeah, so
saw that on the Book of Face.
I looked up, listened to this biologist talk about the duck's eyesight. So I'm going to run an experiment this year and see if that dude knows what he's talking about or not. But anyway, I'm excited.
I will say this, for game, the number of quail that I have seen out by my place.
Yeah.
Which I live
How about
right
dove?
on Cheney
How
Lake.
about dove?
I haven't seen many dove yet. They typically don't show up till late.
Yeah.
Like, when does season start? The 31st?
Always
Or first.
September.
Always September 1st, no matter what
1st,
day.
Which
So,
is a Sunday this year.
This is the first year that I haven't seen them, just loads of them already.
Yeah.
So that may mean that they're delayed and they're coming down at more of a normal schedule, and they may be back on that cycle to where that season makes sense. Because for the last 4 or 5 years, it's like they needed to start season 2 weeks early because the birds are already gone by the time season starts.
Yeah, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen too many, but the quail, holy moly,
yeah.
tons of quail.
That's awesome.
Tons of quail.
Yeah, quail tastes a lot better than Dove.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
definitely
like
more meat.
a lot better in the category of quail is good, Dove is bad. They're both they're good.
Well, yeah, they're both good, but I'm saying if I'm choosing what I want to eat, I'd rather have quail.
If I'm choosing what I want to clean, Dove.
I mean, didn't God give the Israelites quail? He didn't give them dove. He gave them quail.
But he used Dove to say, listen, you're going to find land people on the ark.
Right, he used them both.
Yeah,
so
that's right. But anyway, I like shooting at Dove.
I like shooting them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's almost time. And if you go dove hunting, put a plug in your shotgun this time.
Don't be hunting unplugged.
Yeah. You will get caught.
I will get caught. Same like Troy. I can't get away with it.
What did he say to you? Did you walk all the way out here?
You walk all the way out here?
I'm here. I'm here, ain't I?
Oh man, that's good stuff. What do we got? What's our top 3 again?
Top 3 lyrics in a song.
Matt, do you want to go first?
Because they're going to be pretty terrible. Just kidding, Matt.
Let's see.
I've been picking on you about this.
Have you?
Are they? Let me ask
Well,
you.
I've been telling you. Tailgate,
Are they all 3 country songs?
Dirt Road.
Not one of them is a country song.
All right. I'm excited to hear them then.
So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say the lines. You guess
The song.
the song.
Okay.
I think that this could be.
maybe.
You two are going to know each other's songs because
We have good taste in music. Go.
you have similar terrible tastes in music. Number 3, my mouthpiece simply certified a total package. Open up my mouth and you see more carrots than a salad. My teeth are mind-blowing, giving everybody chills. Call me George Foreman because I'm selling everybody grills.
Lizzo.
No.
I don't know the song.
It's a rap.
It's called Grills by Nelly. Like
Okay.
Nelly. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like how creative. Open up my mouth and you see more carrots than a salad. Like that line is just
Good. It's good.
Okay.
just a good
All right.
line.
I'm with you, man.
Is that a metaphor?
And then, well, carrots, diamonds.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Like you're using.
I don't know. Alliterative tools. I don't know the verbs here.
Yeah.
Almost kind of maybe not.
It's an alliteration when you're.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then call me George Foreman
Yeah, that's pretty good.
because I'm selling everybody grills. Just the
It's good.
Yeah.
the dual meanings.
Good play on
behind
words.
Right.
Good play on words.
Number 2, a little bit more serious. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles. Such are promises. All lies and jest. Still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest.
I have no idea.
No, it sounds like a poem though.
The Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay. I should have gotten that.
You know the song?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that's it's still true to this day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
It's crazy. And then number 1, now that the war is through with me, I'm waking up. I cannot see that there's not much left of me. Nothing is real but pain now.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. It's one by Metallica. I got one.
You got
one. Yeah.
And
It's a good song.
that is such a great line. And then when you
Didn't I
add
send that to you guys the other day?
no,
No.
and then when you add that to the music video itself, like I've always listened to the song, and then obviously it took a different meaning after I was injured. And then when I was injured, I was in the hospital, hooked up to a bunch of machines, and I was watching, and then that came on, and I was like, holy, it became a completely different feel to that song. And then I think the movie that the music video comes from is Johnny Get Your Guns, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen it either. It's a war movie though.
Yeah, but I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Did the K-State marching band did all Metallica songs last year, and that's one of them. It sounds awesome too.
I saw Metallica when they came through Wichita about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So not the real Metallica.
They were as real as ever. I mean, that bass player's been with them for 20 years.
Why wouldn't they be real? What's going
It's
on?
still not the real one.
What happened? Did they split up?
No, they just got a new bass player.
What happened to the other one?
He left after Load, I think. He's been gone a while.
Yeah.
Not bad for a marching band.
What do you got, Chet?
Okay, I will play the same game. I have an honorable mention that I'll do last. You guys won't know this one. It's brand new. Because you wrecked my world in a beautiful way, and I kind of thought that I'd always say the same, but I heard that healthy things grow and growing things change. Yeah, you wrecked my world in the most beautiful way. Name of that song is Wreck by Ben Rector.
Dang near killed her.
Anyway,
He's got some good music.
he's got some really good music.
I have
This one just
never
came out
heard of
about a month
him.
ago.
Ever.
He's good, dude. He's good. Just know. He's good for people with good taste in music.
Yeah, I found him when I was still editing wedding films. He
No, he had a bunch of wedding songs. that people,
the white
people-
dress. And,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of them.
I like that. I like
stuff,
that's a good
though.
song. All right, number 2. There's a darkness upon me that's flooded in light. In the fine print, they tell me what's wrong and what's right. And it comes in black and it comes in white. And I'm frightened by those who don't see it. Where nothing is owed, deserved, or expected, and your life doesn't change by the man that's elected. If you're loved by someone, you're never rejected. Decide what to be and go be it.
Matt? Avett Brothers, The Head Full of Doubt.
Road Full of Promise. Great song.
Fantastic song.
That just comes right out of the gate and gets you. That's the first lines of the song. Yeah, and I could have done top 3 lyrics for Avett Brothers.
all
songs.
Avett Brothers,
it's
yeah.
just
They
fantastic.
got some really good stuff.
All right, and this one is really good too. Maybe redemption has stories to tell. Maybe forgiveness is right where you fell. Where can you run to escape from yourself? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Salvation is here. I dare you to move.
I Dare You to Move by Switchfoot.
There you go, man.
All right.
That's good. Troy. Another one. Over here, Troy's winning.
I've actually heard of Switchfoot.
Yeah. So honorable mention. I thought about singing this, but I'm not going to. Well, I'm country.
Please do.
Well, I'm country as a cricket on the creek bank in the shade. Son, I'm down home like a gospel song on a hymn book page. And that's Amen by Frank Foster. And that's me, country. I'm as country as a cricket. You're as country as a Blockbuster and McDonald's.
See a cricket right there, and here we are in the middle of the city.
I hear a cricket.
Anyway. All right, Troy, what you got, man?
All right. Turn these crickets off. If you can feel what I'm feeling, and it's a musical masterpiece. Hear what I'm dealing with, then that's cool at least. What's running through my mind comes through in my walk. True feelings are shown from the way that I talk.
Yeah, I don't know. Some R&B rapper.
And this is me, y'all. MC, y'all.
No?
Beastie Boys. Pass the mic from their 3rd album.
Okay.
It's one of the cleanest lyrics I could find from Beastie Boys, but
I know. I remember one with a wiffle ball bat. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
Hit it with the wiffle ball bat, so. But yeah, they got some really good rhymes.
yeah.
Some really good stuff. All right, here's number 2. I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think.
My name's Blurry Face and I
Care what you think.
21 Pilots.
It's the name of the song.
You're thinking.
I've only heard one 21 Pilot song.
And this is it.
No, it's not.
Really? Okay. It's
Stressed Out.
Stressed Out, yeah.
Yeah. Great song off their Blurry Face album. And then my favorite lyric probably of all time is from this next one. Always remember there was nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name.
That is the Avett Brothers, and that is Murdered in the City.
Murder in the City. But he sings, If I Get Murdered in the City.
Yeah.
Man, that song gets me, man.
That's a good.
Just gets me thinking about my family and
song.
some of the lines about how they thought their dad was going to perceive them on his deathbed and what he ends up telling him. God, kills me. I love it. I don't know. That song is probably my favorite song right now. It's very powerful.
It's a good song.
I'm glad you two enjoy it. I'm happy for you.
God, you should get into the Avett Brothers.
Dude, I tried.
No, you didn't.
I sure did. Yes, I absolutely did.
Do not start with their newest album.
Start with Emotionalism.
I absolutely did that based on your guys's
you have
recommendation.
Look, to give an album a chance, you at least have to listen to the whole album.
I listened
3 times
to the whole album once.
More than once.
And it took me everything I had not to turn it off.
No,
No
you
way.
don't have good taste in music, man. You're the only person in my life that has ever said that after giving that album a chance.
Yeah, that album's phenomenal.
And then you move into I and Loving You, and you're hooked. Just like that. Boom.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do.
Matter of fact, no, that was my sister that sent me that one.
The Avett Brothers?
No.
Oh.
Different one, because I'm going through and I'm like, did Troy recommend that one? Mastodon?
No.
And I was like, no, my sister recommended that. And then she listened to it. She goes,
Have
yeah,
you
they've
this
changed.
Royal Blood? Did you listen to them?
No, I think I was on vacation when you sent that.
Yeah, you need to go. You need to go listen to them. I think you'll like them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I when I was doing yard work the other day, just let that go on. Looked at all their music and then just hit shuffle. Pretty good.
Yeah, I've gotten
Did
through
a
2 of their
collaboration
albums.
with Killer Mike.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Little vulgar.
Yeah, they've got a few songs with the
this
E.
one, it wasn't them that was vulgar. It was the
their-
rappers. There were a
yeah.
couple other rappers in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got a good word. And I intentionally didn't go into hymn lyrics with the top 3 requests, but we'll use lyrics. And if you want to get into lyrics, you can get into Psalms in the Bible. And I'm looking at Psalm chapter 8. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babies and infants, you have established strength because of your foes to the enemy. I'm sorry. Out of the mouth of babies and infants, you have established strength because of your foes to still the enemy and the avenger. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? I think this is just a great passage, which a lot of songs do, that point us to something that's really big. That if you look out at everything that God has created, to set back and say, what is man that you are mindful of him? So everything that exists, all the beauty, all the super blue moons, all the stars, all the mountains, all the majesty that's there, and we look at that in awe. And God looks at us and pays attention to us. I think that just shows His love for us, which is fascinating.
Yep, it's good. You know the first line in that, or the first verse, O Lord, how majestic is your name
And all the earth.
in all the earth. Rich Mullins wrote that song.
Well,
And-
Rich Mullins put music to the Bible verse.
well, that's what I mean.
Yes.
But Sandy Patty made it famous.
Okay.
And there's a rumor she might have done it without his permission.
Well, it's the Bible.
But no, the actual
tune?
song and the melody
The
and all
tune,
that.
the
Yeah.
melody.
Some fun facts there.
Sandy Patty.
Sandy
Wow,
Patty.
I wouldn't guess that from Sandy Patty.
I don't know. It's just a rumor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, don't spread
I have
rumors.
never heard that name.
Sandy Patty?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Were
You
you
were-
even a believer? Or did you even show up in a church in the 1980s?
Yes.
Well, you would know Sandy Patty.
You didn't
I
sing
know
Sandy
Rich
Patty in
Mullins.
the Midwest?
Did y'all do like special music where people brought the little tapes and they sang to the tapes like for the offertory song or something like that? Because if you did, they were singing Sandy Patty songs when you were a kid.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just never heard the name.
Oh man,
Sandy Patty, Amy Grant. Man, Amy Grant got crucified when she did a solo album that wasn't Christian. Remember that?
baby.
Man, they nailed her up.
Yeah, it's CCM music, man. It's a harsh business.
Rough.
The only way you can be successful now is if K-Love falls in love with you, and they only take 3 artists at a time. So
Yeah.
they
Who was Amy?
Put 'em on
Grant?
repeat.
Who was the other one? But he was the male.
What?
she married Vince Gill.
Yeah.
No, not Vince Gill.
Well, she did.
Yeah. Man, he's very popular back in the day. Kind of a
Wayne Watson,
no. He would have
Oh,
been
like a Christian artist? Oh, Stephen Curtis Chapman?
no.
Toby Mac.
Toby Mac was DC Talk.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh,
DeGarmo and Key.
I can picture that was
That's-
that electric keyboard
Yes.
was banging.
Who was
I like them.
Carmen?
No, not Carmen. Carmen was the man. Like his shows, he was an entertainer.
Rich Mullins, you already said.
Yeah, he's in that same line of Rich Mullins.
I don't know.
Michael W. Smith.
Oh yeah,
Oh, there you go.
yeah. Friends.
Go West, young man.
Yes.
Lean on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. And there's some
Man.
good times.
But who was that other one? Sandy Sue or
Sandy Patty.
Sandy?
Patty. Sandy Patty.
Yeah.
Go look
I would
her
have
up.
remembered that, but that name just Sandy Patty. Like,
Yeah.
Pull her up on iTunes on your way home.
I want to pass.
Either her or back to the Avett Brothers.
I wish I could. I listened to it with the best of intentions because I was like, man, that'll really give us something to talk about, something to bond over because I know these guys really like it. And because I'm getting ready to destroy their world in an upcoming podcast.
You're not going to destroy anything.
100% it's going to happen. And I really wanted to bond over it and I just couldn't do it. Sorry, Avett Brothers.
You are lame.
See you next week. Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening and we'll see you next week.